you can listen to this practice wherever you find yourself today. You can be sitting down, or you can be laying down, or you can even be stretching and doing things if that's what you got to do right now. And hopefully wherever you're at when you listen, this will still be helpful to you in some way. So if you would prefer to listen to this in a still position, you can just allow yourself to take all the time that you need to arrive there. And really let yourself fidget, adjust, stretch, or move your body in whatever ways your body wants to move. Really doing your best to not think about these movements at all or worry about what anything looks like, but just letting yourself come more fully into your sense of feeling and just following those yummy sensations that you might feel when you maybe roll out the neck or do some torso twists or side body bends, maybe cat-cow motions with the spine opening and closing, the heart. Maybe even opening and closing the hands, rolling out the wrists and the fingers, the feet, the ankles, the neck, the shoulders. Just checking in with how the body is feeling today. And more letting your body move you in the ways that intuitively feel good in your bones and muscles and joints, without any worry about what anything looks like. You can continue to move throughout this practice and adjust yourself to be more comfortable at any point. But if you would like to, and if you haven't already, you can make your way to a still position. As you check in that your spine is nice and straight in whatever position you've chosen. And if you're in a space where you feel safe and would like to, you can allow your eyes to gently close at any time if they aren't already. Taking a moment first to simply notice the quality of your breath right now. Becoming curious of how your body is breathing, where the breath is tending to travel. Maybe it's a bit more shallow of a breath, maybe gathering more in the head. Maybe it's traveling a bit deeper and into the chest and the heart. Maybe it's traveling deeper into the lungs, and you feel the back body, the back of your rib cage even expand as you inhale. And maybe it's traveling even deeper into your lower belly, feeling your belly expanding gently with each inhale and falling softly with each exhale. And then beginning to intentionally and consciously deepen the breath. So calling in fresh new air into the body, inhaling through the nose and almost watching as you fill up to every corner and edge of you with this fresh new air. And holding that for a moment once you are full, to just stay and experience what it feels like to be full of air. And as you need to, slowly letting it all go. Exhaling bit by bit. As you gently pull the navel in toward the spine at the bottom of your exhale, to push any last bit of stagnant air out of you. As you again pause for a moment here, to to now sit and experience what it feels like to be empty of air in the body, as you allow your next breath to come to you as it's needed. So you can continue to breathe in this slow, intentional, and exaggerated way for as long as it feels good and helpful to you. But at any point, if you haven't already, you may release this guidance over your breath altogether. And allow yourself to step almost back and up in the mind and into the role of the observer or the role of the witness. Into that perspective where you are no longer guiding or controlling the rhythm or depth of your breath, but you are simply watching as your body breathes you. Remembering that your body is a force of nature, just like any other force of nature out there. And you are capable of witnessing yourself the same way that you witness all other forces of nature. Like when you are sitting inside and maybe watching a storm outside the window, and the trees blowing in the wind. Maybe when you're laying on the beach and watching the waves as they roll up along the shoreline. Maybe staring out at a grand landscape. But taking on that same energy that you feel when you witness forces of nature. And taking on that same perspective as you witness yourself. The perspective where you are not trying to change anything about what you are witnessing. Even if it's a big storm, you never try to stop the rain from falling or the wind from blowing. You simply watch as the wind blows and as the rain falls. You watch as the waves roll up along the shoreline, each one coming and going. And you watch all the little factors that make up a grand landscape. Never trying to change anything about what you are witnessing, but simply witnessing. And so even if there are maybe storms present within your own body, maybe physically, maybe mentally, psychologically, spiritually, if there's any storms going on in your life, then those are capable of being witnessed as well. And sometimes when we have problems that present themselves in our lives, we can almost take a magnifying glass to it. And we zoom in so closely at our personal problems that we end up looking at just a single pixel. And you can't make out anything about a picture if you are just looking at one pixel of the picture. And so choosing to zoom out a bit and just becoming curious if there is another way to look at this situation, at your life circumstances, at whatever it is that you are experiencing. And maybe what you are experiencing is a lot of pain. Again, it could be physical, it could be mental, psychological, emotional, spiritual, and the list goes on. But if you are experiencing any form of pain right now, sometimes what we need to hear the most when we are in the thick of pain and discomfort is that it is okay to feel the pain and discomfort. You do not need to try to erase it, to make it go away, to cover it up with love and light. But you can simply allow it to be here. And just not add any extra layers of suffering onto what you are already suffering from. Because sometimes the heaviest and thickest layer of our suffering is our resistance to what is. It's the constant trying to pull away from what is happening right now. And when you are experiencing physical pain in the body, or pain anywhere in the body, it makes you want to pull away from yourself. And all those voices that say, no, 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 I don't want to feel this way, I don't want to feel this way, I want to feel any way that's not this. And hearing those voices, knowing that, of course, you want to feel good, and validating those voices, while at the same time reminding yourself that what you are feeling is temporary, even when it feels like it's going to last forever, and it has lasted forever. Ultimately, every single thing in this life, especially how we feel, is temporary, is fleeting. And so it is okay, and it is safe for you to soften your body around the pain that you feel, and almost let that softness in your body act like a hug around whatever needs that hug. Remembering the constant hug of gravity holding you close toward the earth, the constant hug of your own skin, hugging your bones, muscles, and everything in between. And releasing yourself into this hug. Maybe even remembering a time when you have released yourself into a hug with someone who you love dearly. Maybe this is a person, or it could be an animal, or maybe even a tree. But just that moment when you exhale and allow yourself to be held, and you allow yourself to be loved. Remembering that the fact of your existence is proof that you are deeply loved. There has been so much love required for your existence. And so you are the proof of that. And you never need to do anything to earn more love from the outside world, because you already have a direct line of connection to the source that all love comes from, through your own body, through your own heartbeat. And so it would be impossible for you to earn more love, since you have access to the infinite supply of all love. And so when we are in those phases of life where we catch ourselves acting from a place of scarcity and doing things to try to earn appreciation and love and validation from the outside world, if we can catch ourselves while we are doing those things or having those thoughts, we can instead remind ourselves that we do not need to act in ways to earn more love, but we can instead act in the ways that reflect the love that we already have within us, and allow our actions and our words to come from that source of all love and all life. And being so kind and patient with yourself during those phases where we forget that we have this connection. Remembering that we are just like the moon. And even the moon hides in darkness at times. It doesn't disappear. It just doesn't reflect any light when it's in the phase of the new moon. But that same moon will move through phases and eventually become a full moon and be bright and whole and reflect all of the light from the sun and shine it down to all of us in the darkness. And then the moon will continually move through these cycles, these phases. And when the moon is in the shadows, we do not look up and blame the moon or assume that the moon has done anything wrong to earn being in darkness. We just know that it is a phase the moon moves through. And so we do not need to blame ourselves or assume we're being punished or have done something wrong when we are experiencing darkness, when we feel like we are completely in the shadows and disconnected and hiding in the dark. You can just allow yourself to be in that dark place, because it is just one of the many phases that you will move through. And the moon never gets stuck in the shadows, and neither will you. The light will shine once again. Every storm runs out of rain. And even within the storms, even in the nighttime, that sun is still shining bright. And so even within your own storms, within your own darkness, there is still a spark, a sun within you that is always shining bright, that waxes and wanes. And so you can just allow yourself to be exactly as you already are right now. Allow your body to physically soften all the muscles in the face, in the arms, in the torso, the legs, all the muscles in the hands and the feet. Feeling all the muscles throughout the body just ungrip from the bones and release back into the support of your own skin. As you allow yourself to just be. So you can just take the next few moments to just allow each and every word that you've heard today and each and every feeling that you have felt today to settle within you. Imagining that every word and feeling is just a little speck of glitter within a snow globe, and your body is this big snow globe. And now is the time where you let the glitter settle and let the air clear. As you trust that anything at all that you heard today that really resonated with you or struck a chord with you in some way, just trusting that that feeling can sometimes come when we hear on the outside what a part of ourselves already knows to be true on the inside. And so just allowing those deep truths to be enhanced within you so that you feel a little bit more confidence to act on your own intuition and to trust your own instincts. So if it feels like something you would like to do today, you And just let your hands come and find each other in a prayer position toward heart center. As you feel this contact of your palms and fingertips to one another, and you let your heart lift toward your thumbs as your thumbs press back toward your heart. As you feel all of this power, all of this energy and this love that is generated through you in your own heartbeat. And taking a final deep and full breath into the body, letting yourself fill up to every corner and edge of you, the most you have today. And as you exhale, letting go of anything at all you're ready to let go of, as you allow the head to gently bow. Taking this moment to bow to the source of energy that allows all of our hearts to beat, whatever you believe that to be. And bowing to everyone else in this space who has listened and completed this practice right alongside you. And finally, bowing to yourself for choosing to show up today and taking the time out of your busy life for this pure act of self-love and self-care. And may this act continue to heal you through the rest of your days and nights. And may bring the same love and understanding to everything you do and to everyone that you see. Thank you.